Autumn of 1843 was a dark time for me. I was a young author, and until that year, quite successful. But my last work was not doing well. Advances on royalties were cut back drastically, and I suddenly found myself faced with questions of how to meet my financial obligations. My mind was so haunted by these problems that in place of sleep I took to walking the black streets of London long after most sober people had gone to bed. On occasion, these walks brought me face to face with a time from my childhood, when I worked day after day in a factory while my father was in a debtor's prison. Now I was faced with the very real possibility that those days from my past could suddenly become the future for my own family. This was horrifying to me.
Get away from here! What are you doing round here?
I don't know.
We're not doing anybody any harm.
Do you live in this street?
Just leave us alone.
Certainly, I will. I was sure I saw two children run from the street down this alley. They were alone. You must have seen them. These are your children. What covers them?
They work in a bakery. It's how we eat. Not that you'd understand. Now please, just go away.
To anyone who might have looked at my problems from their view, a solution no doubt would have seemed very simple. I was an author. I need do nothing more than quickly write, publish, and sell something. In point of fact, they would have been right. There was no other solution. Not for me, at least. There were, however, difficult parts to this simple solution. They were, obviously, what to write, and the speed in which that what would have to be written. The one cannot follow without the other. My mind, though, was paralyzed. I was so fixed upon the depth and extent of my problems and how fast I needed to solve them, that there was no room left for that crucial what.
He's still not moved, Mum. When I went in this morning with his breakfast, he was sitting in just the same way, only was sleeping. Now he's awake, but he's not moved a fraction.
You go, go. Go.
You there, boy, stop!
Do you know me, sir?
Where on earth are you going at this time of night?
I'm just done working, sir. I'm going home.
Your father has no job of his own, then, I take it?
Oh, yes, sir. He has a job. My mum, too. It's just not enough, that's all. Can I go now, sir?
Yes. But tell me one thing first. Who'd you work for?
For people like you, sir.
Then, one night, for the first time in many, many days and nights, the all-consuming thought of needing to make money left me. In place of these thoughts was put a very deep reflection. A reflection where images from the past were mingled with those from the present. Slowly, a part of myself, long buried, began to emerge from the streets I'd been walking. I felt as if I were a young boy again, working away in a factory, longing for a different life.
You all right, Mum?
Yes, I'm fine. I've been here for quite some time.
But why, Mum?
I woke up in the night and I heard him crying. And when I reached the door to go into him, he was suddenly laughing. It went on like that all night. And in between the crying and the laughing, he talks to himself.
God bless him, Mum. He must be at his wit's end.
No. I think he's finally writing. You see?
Perhaps it's best if I not go in right now.
Ah, Rebecca, how very glad I am to see you this morning. I'm famished. Set it here and I'll attack it immediately.
Good to see you in better spirits, sir.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good indeed, even though I do say so myself. Very good.
I spent many more nights in the streets, but not as a man haunted by financial doom. These nights were filled with adventure, with great bursts of imagination. They were filled with the discovery of unforgettable characters and their amazing experiences. These nights brought about in my mind the creation of the entire story. When I finally put myself to writing, I was completely consumed. I hated to leave my writing table even for a few hours of forced sleep. Day by day, the manuscript grew, not just towards completion, but towards what I felt was a renewal of my life. The story had become a reflection of what I hoped and envisioned my own life could be. In the simplest of words, it changed me. Gradually, the thoughts of money, debts, and financial obligations began to recede in importance. They became much more centered on how the book could be published and sold, so that even those of very modest means could afford it. I was determined that this little story, and the change it brought in my life, be shared with everyone.
have endeavoured in this ghostly little book to raise the ghost of an idea which shall not put my readers out of humour with themselves, with each other, with the season, or with me. May it haunt their houses pleasantly. Their faithful friend and servant, C.D.